guys have a treat. She's been on the Burning Bridges Festival, the Pittsburgh Comedy Festival, the DV Comedy Festival. Very funny person. Give it up for Suzanne Lawrence.
What's going on, guys? You guys having a good night?
Yeah.
Nice. I'm having a great week because I found out that there's this thing where instead of going to a dermatologist's office, you can just send them a photo of like your rash or whatever, and then they just tell you what to do. Which I love, because what that is a dedicated team of highly educated medical professionals who is ethically bound to closely examine every single dick pic they get. Because you know that's what's gonna happen. Like I just wanna send them like a picture of my butthole. She's like, what's this? And then they write back like, Miss Lawrence, that's your anus. You're like, damn straight. It's fine, they're barely doctors. Yeah. Has anyone else's gynecologist started wearing a blast shield? Or just mine? This is the truth. It's like she's gonna weld something down there. It's just like, But I know a challenge when I see one. Like I wish I could do that thing. Oh shit. Are you okay? I wish I could do that thing that some like porn stars and strippers can do, where they like shoot things out of their vagina. Just because I want her to like finish up her exam, go to write the note, and I can be like, hey, do you need a pen? But I want to do it really slowly so that I can see her realize what's happening and then try to figure out how to stay professional about it. Like I have a toddler at home. I gotta take my fun where I can. It's tough. I spend a lot of mental energy thinking about like what kind of parent I want to be and like how I should do this. Like my parents praise me too much, if you can't tell. Like just everything I did was awesome. But they also sent me to Catholic school, which is like kind of a weird mixed message. Like, because I believed I was the world's best finger painter, and I caused the fall of man. I was there right when they started letting girls serve at the altar instead of just boys, which call me a cynic, but I feel like that was just the Vatican's way of being like, look, if you're gonna molest kids, could you at least be less gay about it? That's terrible. Now, what you're supposed to do now is to praise your kids' good behavior instead of just waiting for them to do something bad and then yelling at them for that. But this makes you sound like a hostage or like someone in a really abusive relationship, because you're just like, I like how you didn't hit me. Thank you for using your words instead of throwing a chair. But it is kind of like an abusive relationship if you think about it, because like they isolate you from your friends. They want to know where you are all the time. And they're always asking to look at your phone. Like it is checked all the boxes. But no, we did potty training, and we were having a tough time with it. So we got one of those books where you can have your kid's name put in the title, like it's a book about her. So we got Molly Poops on the Potty, her name is Molly, and it worked, it was great, but it worked a little too well. And they don't make Molly Poops on the Potty and doesn't tell everyone in Target. Or Molly Poops on the Potty and doesn't name it or assign it a gender. Molly Poops on the Potty and doesn't try to feed it toothpaste. The incident that led to us getting that book was one day she just came downstairs, pulled down her pants, and pooped on the floor. Just took a giant dump right on the floor. And then she was devastated. She had the nerve to be really upset about it. Like she was just sobbing, and I was like, oh my god, this is one of those moments that I have to get just right. And I'm gonna fuck her up. And the dog ate it. And I just threw up everywhere. So, yeah, going well. And by the way, don't feel sorry for me in that story, or her. Feel sorry for the dog. Because if I remembered to feed him more often, he wouldn't have swooped in there like a hungry hippo with a fetish. That's what they don't tell you, is having a kid ruins your dog's life. It's over. Like, it's true, I feel bad all the time. Like, we used to be best friends. Like, we used to go on runs together. We used to go to the dog park all the time. Like, we used to have birthday parties for the dog. But that's dumb, right? Because they don't know it's their birthday, and so they have no idea why you're getting them so drunk. No, it's true. Like, we used to be best friends, and now he's like, have you ever had a roommate that you didn't hate, but didn't really like? It's like that. It's like we just pass each other in the hall, what's up? And just leave each other little passive-aggressive notes on the fridge. I want to do a little experiment real quick. Just by show of applause, who here is a dog person? Right. Who is a cat person? Who likes plain old human sex? You don't get to clap twice. No, seriously, dog people, we need to talk. Can we stop with this who rescued who shit? Just stop. Like, if you're having trouble figuring it out, here's a quick hint. Which one's the dog? That is all the information required to make that judgment. That is it. Like, that dog lived in a cage, and now it lives in a house. That is textbook rescued right there. Like, and I get that it's like, oh, getting this dog really turned my life around. But if that's all it took, I feel like maybe you could have handled that shit on your own. Maybe check out a book or good podcast or something. I guess what I'm saying is don't put the weight of all of your mental health on someone who's afraid of their own farts. It's real talk. So I had something happen to me the other day that really reminded me how old and boring I've gotten. I was digging through like the console in my car looking for a chapstick because I have a problem. And and I saw an old Altoid tin in there. I was like, oh. Yeah, I wonder what's in there. It was Altoids. Fucking Altoids. Yeah, the closest I come to getting high these days is when I think about the fact that my daughter will grow up in a world where quinoa has always been a thing. Like, that's weird, right? Like she's never gonna get corrected by some bitchy server when she orders the quinoa. Like, when she goes to school, she'll have quinoa in her little lunchbox, and no one will think she's a dick. Well, she'll go to college, and like all her friends will complain about how the quinoa in the dining hall just isn't like the quinoa mom used to make. Like my mom used to make it with kale and sriracha. It's just my comfort food, you know. Like, I'm from West Virginia. If you try to cross into West Virginia with quinoa, it just turns into Hamburger Helper. And that is for your safety. I shouldn't make fun of West Virginia. We get so much shit from the media. Like, we were the fattest state in the nation for a while. But you know what we did? We turned it around. We lost a ton of weight. And do you think we're getting any credit for that? No. Now it's just heroin epidemic. Like, make up your mind, NPR. What do they expect us to do? There's only one CrossFit gym in the whole state. And it's just a coal mine. Let's finish this up on a positive note. Have you guys ever noticed that every time there's a mass shooting, everyone who knew the guy is always so surprised? Like, I can't believe he would do something like this. He just seems so normal. I want to call bullshit on that. And here's why. Everyone in this room, if I ask you right now without looking, to name your top 5 Facebook friends that you think are most likely to commit a mass shooting, you're done. You're done, right? Like, everybody's got a list, whether you want to admit it or not. Like, we've all got people who are just slowly driving to crazy town. I'm like, no, we don't do anything, because the last conversation we had with that guy just turned into an hour-long lecture about how the moon landing was fake. I don't fucking need that shit. Like, that guy from your high school who's in the military for like a minute, and now he just posts about Russian philosophers and the Fibonacci sequence. Yeah, he's on that list. Or that 40-year-old that's still skateboarding. Spent the past 10 years trying to get his lifestyle consulting business off the ground. Yeah, he's on that list too. Because one of these days, he's going to realize that his life is bullshit, and I don't want to be within 50 yards of that. There are no women on my list. Sorry. We don't tend to do that. Like, when we realize that our lives have turned into a pile of hot garbage, we turn to one person that we can talk to, that we can rely on, and we ruin their life. It's true. Like, my husband used to play in a band and have dreams. Now he works in an office and has anxiety. That's my Columbine. You guys have been great. Thank you so much.
Suzanne Lawrence, everybody. Keep it going.